always pushing help, well, better understanding the self and giving praise to the Most High. So check this out. In this video, we going over Desiree Perez. She's getting sued by her daughter. All right. I haven't watched all of the details. I'm gonna watch it with y'all. But two things come to my mind with this. One, the fact that Desiree Perez was reportedly an FBI informant. Two, the Tory Lanez situation, because the rumor is that Tory Lanez was found a glitch in the system that he could, get right to his customers. And I guess Roc Nation wanted to throw a monkey wrench, in his situation. And that's why he got the 10 years in California. Now, that's just allegedly, right? But for me, it's hard for me to trust someone that wants to be I ain't gonna say trust, but just for me to feel like they're a good person when they want to be, kind of like in the streets and be an FBI informant. I feel like you're not a good person, in my opinion. I think there's plenty other work you could do, but the fact that, and that's just my opinion, I just don't feel like, getting rewarded to put people in jail, and I just think it's nasty work. But that's just me. Now, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, push me on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate that. We're going to go over what the Baker Act is. Going to go over the Baker Act in South Florida. I'm a South Florida, born and raised there. And this is where the lawsuit is being pursued at. And I want to get more information in it. I definitely want to know what y'all think about it. We're going to get to that. But without further ado, let's get it.
A South Florida woman is taking legal action after she says she spent nearly 2 weeks in mental health institutions for no legitimate reason.
She claims in a recently filed lawsuit that it was orchestrated by her own mother, and others who should have protected her failed her.
NBC6 investigative reporter Amy Viteri has her story.
Now, before we get into that, in America, right, in the Western society, all types of races of women. You got, I ain't gonna say all, but some feel like, can't nobody tell them nothing, they can't be checked, So I can see how something like this could take place. Let me let them cook.
So legally, I can go home.
No, you cannot.
Why?
Because you're being Baker acted.
Body camera video shows the moments Broward deputies encouraged Demoree Hadley to get into this pickup truck with people she says she didn't know.
I can't ride with you and you guys take me?
You're going to be in handcuffs, the dog's not going to be able to come?
I don't want to be handcuffed.
Okay.
Demoree says they took her to a hospital for a mental health evaluation after this doctor signed paperwork saying she was a risk to herself.
What he told me was, we received a call from your family that you tried to OD the night before.
A doctor she says she'd never met before. And according to Demoree, it's her own mother who's behind it. In this lawsuit, she claims her mother, Desiree Perez, used unlawful means to have Demoree falsely detained under Florida's Baker Act and Marchman Act.
So she's the CEO of Roc Nation, a company that she owns along with Sean Carter, the famous rapper Jay-Z.
The complaint alleges a conspiracy, saying Perez used her money, power, and influence to tear apart Demoree and her husband, Javon Hadley, and created an enterprise of individuals to effectuate her plot.
To essentially try to separate me from my husband and to falsely accuse him of domestic violence.
Perez has repeatedly denied these allegations in court filings. A month before Demoree filed her complaint, we found her mother filed her own lawsuit against Demoree's husband, Javon. Citing evidence, Perez says he has abused her daughter for years, something the couple has denied in court records. In that lawsuit, Desiree Perez says she moved to Baker Act her daughter, fearing she was at risk of suicide and abusing prescription drugs.
I haven't seen anything
in my entire 20 years of practicing law that it is so clear that someone did something wrong.
Attorney Hilton Napoleon is representing Demoree in the lawsuit, which claims Perez harassed the couple for years, including making unfounded claims to get Javon arrested on multiple occasions for battery and domestic violence, charges prosecutors did not pursue.
The state attorney's office wrote a 11-page scathing closeout memorandum which basically said that her mother made false allegations to the police.
In this closeout memo, a prosecutor with the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office cites Demoree.
So that she's out here making false claims, and why don't she just stay out of her daughter's business and her life? Like, why is you the one talking about her daughter would tell anybody if she was abused? But I don't like how this false claims make me think that they need to be investigating all of the people that she was involved in when she was a federal informant. Because this just makes me think she ain't right. I don't think a daughter would just want to sue the mama for no reason. This woman may not be right. You got to check.
Demoree's lack of cooperation and raises concerns about some of the evidence and how it was obtained. The prosecutor also wrote Demoree was wrongfully Baker Acted last year, something her mother's attorney disputes in this letter, challenging many of the memo's other conclusions.
I have 3 different collateral sources of information that say that she's been acting psychotic, that she threatened to overdose yesterday.
Demoree's lawsuit alleges her mother conspired with prominent psychiatrist Dr. Daniel Bober, seen here in body camera video, and others to have Demoree committed for a mental health evaluation. Bober cites supporting evidence from her family and diagnosed Demoree with an unspecified psychosis. He ordered she be taken to Memorial Regional Hospital, where he is chief of psychiatry, and where results from drug tests taken upon admission were negative, according to records Demoree shared with us.
They told me your tox screens came out negative, and I go, I know. I don't do drugs.
In a statement, Dr. Bober's attorney said Demoree was placed under the Baker Act for 38 hours due to the potential risk of imminent harm she posed to herself, adding failing to take appropriate action would have been a breach of Dr. Bober's ethical and professional obligations. While Demoree was at Memorial, her mother further petitioned to have her transported to a different facility under Florida's Marchman Act, claiming again in court records that Demoree suffered from severe drug abuse. A judge granted that petition.
They ran the test. They knew that she had no drugs in her system and she was not abusing drugs. And the fact that you can't do anything about it is scary.
Demoree was sent to this treatment center in Deerfield Beach, where Dr. Bober serves as medical director.
Where are the people that are supposed to protect me from this happening?
According to her lawsuit, Demoree requested a hair follicle test at that facility called Life Skills, which detects drug use for at least the past 3 months, and which showed no drugs had been in Demoree. Demoree was held at Life Skills until April 8th. She shared discharge paperwork that lists a diagnosis of persistent depressive disorder, which she disputes. No medication was prescribed. Court records show Demoree was able to leave that day after her mother voluntarily dismissed the case. But Demoree says the damage has been done, and she feels a system designed to keep people safe failed to protect her.
Money, influence, and power should not be something that's used, right, or abused to hurt innocent people.
Perez has filed a motion to dismiss Demoree's complaint, asserting that the Baker Act and other legal proceedings she has undertaken were rooted in legitimate concern for her daughter's safety.
The Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office tells us they stand by their memo. Memorial Healthcare says they can't speak about Demoree's case because of the pending lawsuit. We also contacted Life Skills South Florida and have not yet heard back. BSO told us the incident involving Demoree is now internally under review.
Okay, so there y'all have it. From the story, she has a relationship with somebody. She's saying the mom is falsely claiming stuff on her significant other. At this point, it looks like Desiree Perez is in some big trouble. And her name is not honorable, especially with dealing with the police. It's not honorable that they saying that she has something to do with Tory Lanez. This is what makes me think about the Tory Lanez situation. I think everybody that Desiree Perez had anything to do with law enforcement, police, it needs to get reopened and investigated to make sure she didn't do any foul behavior. That's just my opinion. You know, I feel like from hearing her daughter that her daughter would sue her for using her power in ways that is not right. I think that she need to be investigated. Okay, because it's probably some other people like a Tory Lanez or some other individuals that got done wrong. Now, this is just my opinion. I want to know what y'all think about this in the comment section. How you feel about the Desiree Perez lawsuit, the daughter suing her. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video, and I will be commenting on your messages. So, peace, love. I'll catch you on the next one.
You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground. To have a community, you must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control four basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved this problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.